Good morning, everybody. What's happening? It is the king and queen of some media, Melz of the MIC, Shani Scott, back with Shani and Melz in the morning with our jazzy little intro. What's good with it, everybody?
Yes, happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody.
How was your weekend?
I can't complain. It was good. You know what? I actually got some rest
Praise the Lord.
yesterday. Can you believe it?
Praise the Lord.
After I ran my churches, I started 7:30 with that.
Hmm.
Um, then 7:30 that runs to about 2 o'clock.
Hmm.
I thought I was supposed to do something else, but the other person didn't show up. But I actually got some rest. I took a nap and stayed in the bed. And when I woke up, I didn't get up and come to my computer. I actually, watched some stuff on Netflix and went through my phone, caught up on some things, called you.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a bunch of conversations over this weekend because a lot of wild shit was happening over this weekend. So we had to talk about it.
I
we had
know.
lots of wild stuff been going on all this weekend, but don't forget you can watch this show live on the Media Room 360 app. Go ahead and download that for the free 99 in your app store right now. Media Room 360 app. Plus, you can also get some other great live shows and content, including this morning show and everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. I remember her name. I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Say it. You was
Sequoia.
getting on me. No, Sakisa.
Sakisa. My bad. Good morning, Sakisa. Good morning. How are you?
Nurse practitioner. And she's actually in the East Texas area now. So she provides her services there. Y'all make sure y'all follow her page. And keep up with everything she has going on because her Facebook page is popping. Like, when we met her, we were talking about her book.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then she came to Let's Get It Radio and started doing the whole on air
Sequisa.
Sequisa. And she started doing the on air thing. Well, now look, she's doing it on her own on her Facebook page, and it is popping,
That's a beautiful thing. Let's clap
popping.
for that. Let's clap
Yes.
for that. That's a beautiful thing. We love to see it. What up, Yusuf? Grand
What's
Rise.
up, Yusuf?
We're gonna be arguing next week. Yusuf is a Chicago Bears fan, and the Saints will be facing against the Chicago Bears.
Hey, Courtney. Courtney's here. Okay, everybody, stop. Stop. Pause.
Okay.
Courtney's in the building.
Okay.
So all of you that has been, I don't know if he wants me to say this, but I'm gonna say, everybody that's been asking me about TED Talk, I get my information from this gentleman. So as soon as I know what I need to know, I'm gonna let y'all know. And Courtney, thank you for checking in today.
Oh, we appreciate y'all for checking
Yeah.
out the new show. We're trying to get this thing popping in the morning, but of course, we got to start with some unfortunate news out of East Texas this morning. Big headlines that took place over the weekend with a pastor getting shot and killed out here in what's the name of that town? Winona.
Um, Winona.
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 Okay.
Yeah. The pastor was actually from. It's bad that I can't not remember these cities. So the church was in Winona.
Hmm.
I got the church mixed up because I thought it was the Starrville Church. So there's a Starrville CME.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not that one. It's Starrville Methodist Church. The
Okay.
pastor's name is Mark Allen McWilliams. He's 62 years old, shot dead in his church. So a young man was hiding in the bathroom in the church. And the way the guy got in the bathroom is um, the police were already chasing him. The young man was from Marshall. He
Hmm.
stole a car. They were chasing him, and he ran into the woods and hid. So the cops couldn't find him. Okay.
Hmm.
So to get cover, he ran to this church. He broke into church and hid in the bathroom. Well, Sunday morning, when the pastor and his wife show up for services, the pastor went in the bathroom and the man was, there. The pastor pulled his gun out on him. And apparently, my understanding is that the pastor had the gun on him. He turned to his wife and, was giving her some instructions to do something. And that's when the young man took the gun from him,
Hmm.
shot him, shot at the wife,
Hmm.
but he also hit another person that was there as well. Just unfortunate. And the young man is 21 years old from Marshall, Texas. His name is it
Mike
DeAndre?
Trez. No, it's Mike Trez, Deontay Woolen.
Deontay, yeah. 21. He's gonna be charged with capital murder. I mean, he's gonna be charged with some other stuff too. But at the end of the day, they're also going to charge him with capital murder.
Mm. Unfortunate story right there, man. And it's was a story that pretty much went beyond East Texas. It became a nationwide story because we've seen these upticks in these church shootings. You ain't even safe in the church no more. You got to pack the iron when you go into church. This is something I came back to last week. This is another problem why I don't want to go to church no more. Because you got
Because they shooting in the church.
now you can't even you can't they're shooting in the church now, Shani. I mean that's another reason why I don't want to go to church no more. You got all this nonsense going on with these people, and I don't know what the situation was that warranted this young man to want to do this kind of crime, and it's sad and unfortunate. It's sad and unfortunate. Now you threw your life away and ruined these folks' lives for what?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely not making excuses for him.
Not at all.
Uh, oh, Sequisa said he got another case in Arlington, but I mean,
It's just sad.
I guess he just didn't want to get caught because it's like, dude, you was in these people's church, so what did you expect was gonna happen? They was gonna open the door and be like, "Oh, you
I,
okay, baby? You want a sandwich?" I mean, what did you think they was gonna do?
these
That
people.
happens in the movies, but not in real life.
That's probably what he was thinking. You're probably thinking they was going to treat him like this was first Sunday and they was going to just let him go and be about his life. No, no, that doesn't happen. And this is, again, sad and unfortunate what's going on out there. But we really want to send our heartfelt condolences out to everybody out there in that area because we initially thought that it was the black church that was affected by this. This was the situation involving the black church. And
Well, we thought it was Starrville CME.
right, right. And we,
That's what we thought.
right. And like I said, I'm new to East Texas. So I'm new to East Texas, so I'm still learning this area. Shani sort of like my guide to showing me this area and understanding who's who and what's what as I take over there and do everything that we need to do out there. But we saw the story yesterday, and it was just a shocking story that went nationwide and all over the place out of East Texas. So again, you're going to hear more about this today. I'll be talking more about it this afternoon on my radio show, and it's going to be more about this all over East Texas today as one of the top stories. Also, Yusuf speaking of the soldier has been killed in San Antonio on New Year's Eve. Listen, as someone who served in the military, this happens regularly.
So what happened? Well, wait a minute. Before we go there, there is something that I do want to say about this Starrville case.
Okay.
With the young man hiding in the bathroom. I can only imagine that if you walk into your place that you think is safe and secure, that would be a scary feeling to walk in and you see somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wondered, was it that big of a threat to where, and God rest his soul, no disrespect to the pastor or his wife, his family, but was it that big of a threat to pull out a gun? Could there have possibly been a
Well, there was money.
conversation?
Well, there was also money involved. They're claiming the sheriff is claiming in the report that this was sort of a robbery situation because according to Larry Christensen of the Smith County Sheriff's Office, the pastor of the church uh, arrived at the church Sunday morning, and McWilliams found a man hiding inside the church's bathroom with a red bank bag from the church. Okay, so McWilliams then pulled his weapon and ordered the man not to move. And I guess after that is when they started to tussle and he was shot and killed.
Wasn't any money in the bag?
That's why I don't know. That's what I don't know. That's one of the parts of the investigation that they haven't revealed yet. Because after he shot him, of course, he led police on a 120-mile-per-hour chase on I-20 all through East Texas. So, I mean, think of what you want. Maybe it was robbery. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. Because there's a lot of conflicting reports out there as well about, he was committing crimes the night before.
Yeah, that's why he ran in those woods and then retreated to the church to hide.
Mhm.
Because if you saw they have the video of him going to the jail there in Tyler. Um, he in his drawers.
In his drawers. I seen that.
Yeah.
I'm like, how you end up in your drawers?
Maybe he took his clothes off to hide in the woods. I don't know. You know, when they're like that, when they're 21 and things like this happen, I really, want to talk to them. Like, what's going on? What's going on in your head at this age to where you think this is the answer? What happened? Like, what did we miss as adults, parents, mentors? How does this happen? How does this happen?
Because you know what's gonna start happening today. Today is gonna be the day where everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I knew he was like that. I thought he was this, and I thought he was that." Well, did you talk to him more to find out what may have led him, or what was going on in his life to want to commit this kind of action and
Or
get
I
to
think
the
sometimes
desperation?
people ignore it because what I hear other men say about younger men is that black men, I'm talking about black people now. What I
Mm-hmm,
hear older black men say about younger black men is, oh, you can't talk to them because they're different nowadays.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, at what point do we stop being afraid of our own? Because clearly and I know some people might say, oh, but he was wrong because he was doing this. Yeah, he was wrong, but I believe that he should be given the same opportunity that Dylan was given when he went in that church and shot up everybody sat down and talked about his psyche and his, what's going on mentally. And
Mm-hmm.
then you hear in the black community so much, oh, mental illness is real. But when it's time to really, deal with, oh, okay, this, something might be wrong for this person to do these things.
Right.
I mean, we can't do that. I'm not saying that the young man needs to get off. He definitely has to pay for his crime. I'm pretty sure that he understands that what he did was wrong.
Well,
I'm pretty sure he knows it, but still there needs to be some kind of conversation had outside of church, because I can hear some pastors say, well, at church we no, 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 not that talk. A talk kind of like the talk Mike Tyson had with Lil Boosie and Mo 3.
mm.
Like, when I watched that back and forth, it looked like something happened there. You
Yeah,
know,
look like
it,
boss was scared to say the wrong thing to Tyson and get this shit slapped out of him. That's what they was.
no, it looked like he was able to reach them and get them to, understand. It's like, hey, I'm Iron Mike. People say this about me, and this is what I do. And and Michael just go there. Maybe we need to get Mike Tyson to be
Look,
the Iyanla Van Zant for young black men.
I know, right? But a lot of that that you're talking about with Dylan Roof and that's a lot of a media perception thing. Because when it comes to cases where mass crime is something that's happening, like in the Dylan Roof case, they get to how did he get to this point? How do we examine what was going on in his head? What was all this? They only give that benefit of the doubt to the white boys, because when it comes to us, it's he killed these people. We don't want to understand what got him to this point. We don't want to know what. We don't want to look back and to see what led him to this moment of desperation. There's never no understanding when it comes to black criminality. There's never no insight in the deep thinking as to why is this black person doing this. But when it comes to the white boys, it's, oh well, you got to understand his
Mm-hmm.
psyche, and it's
Mm-hmm.
it's not anything of us. It's not us. It's a media thing, because like again, the Kansas City Star newspaper just reported a whole article or the expose on itself saying, yes, we have been doing this kind of shit for decades, and we need to stop it right now. If you're going to report the crime, report the crime. But when you get into these mass murderers, you got all these documentaries going into the psyche. What's the documentary going into the black psyche, into the psyche of the black criminals, and what led them to their point, to their, because it's always got to try to find and understand why this pure white boy got so. Don't get me started.
Right.
Don't get me started.
Absolutely. And that's my thing, because this young man is 21 and it's capital murder. So at, he's 21. You don't think that he can be reformed? I'm
No.
I'm just I'm just asking. And then an argument could be, it could be
Mhm.
that, well, the pastor pulled a gun on him. That's why he took the gun and shot. Not saying that it'd be a strong argument, but it could be an argument that they use in court.
Mm-hmm. 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 But
You
like I said,
know,
this is something that I've witnessed, and this is one of the reasons why I got into the media game to begin with. It was because of that kind of stuff. You would see this kind of stuff when it comes to black criminality. There's no Let's examine the psyche of the poverty and everything else that put this person into this position. But when it comes to these white boys, is well, you gotta understand with Dylan Roof, he was this, and he was disenfranchised and all this other stuff. You make every excuse in the world. I'm not making any excuses for him either. Just like I'm not
Right.
just pointing out to y'all, be prepared to see the differences, and I'm making you aware of the differences of how black criminality is perceived in America as opposed to white criminality. It's all the same. It's
Yeah,
all the
it
same.
is. It's the same, and I agree with Sequisa. Our entire community needs a psychiatrist evaluation
It's
because
not just us though. Let me
they
be clear.
don't.
Black
I,
community.
I know that, but what I'm saying is like there is no so like for instance when they started the whole Black Lives Matter. Now I have my opinion and my feeling on it, but at the end of the day, black when it comes to other communities and whatnot, they just see Black Lives Matter, and it's like, well, all lives matter, you know. Well, yeah, they do, but if they all really did, then black people wouldn't be being treated the way that they are treated in this country. I only talk about this country because I haven't lived in another country, and people don't take really that into consideration of what we really go through on a daily. It's just no, you got the same opportunities we got. Slavery is over. Yeah, you know to a certain degree, yes, it is over. We just get paid to work now.
But
But
forget about redlining, banks, banks,
yeah,
marking off territory. You can't get a loan if you live in a certain neighborhood.
right.
You forget about all that stuff. The other factors that led into it. Y'all buy into the black on black crime narrative. Black man,
The
stop.
education, just the education differences. If you go to school on this side of town, there's certain things that you're privy to that you're not if you on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, teachers, our teachers are different. The whole, you know, and I'm of the belief that for the I don't know what do they call them? What they call the black areas or the urban areas? What they call 'em? Urban areas. I just don't think that if you are I don't I think those schools need people that can understand those children and what they deal with on a regular. Not somebody that's gonna come in and say, oh, everything's rainbows and unicorns. No. Outside of that is some real ish
Mm-hmm.
that these kids are dealing with. And in teaching them, you have to understand what all they're going through and how to actually get to them instead of just trying to sell them on this world that you're accustomed to and everything that works for you.
Right.
Yes, I tell my kids, you can do whatever you want to. You can be whatever you want to be. You just got to put your mind to it. But then I also show them other
The,
things.
the real.
Yeah.
No, the real. The reality of it. The other socioeconomic factors outside of racism that you have to deal with in the United States. If you're not teaching your kids the other other factors of what's really holding black people back in the United States, you're doing your kids a huge disservice. And that's
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of black folks, especially a bunch of y'all who'd have made it out the hood. You're living in your nice little suburban household, and you think you got your little white neighbors, and you think everything's sweet, and you think they cool with you and all that other stuff. But watch when some shit go the other way and how reality slaps you in your face. And that's what ended up happening with a lot of these y'all call them sellouts. I call them misguided sunken place brothers and sisters because they've been tricked into believing the American dream. And Sequisa is also, and don't even get Sequisa started on the medical field because this is why we're dying in disproportionate numbers from COVID-19, and that's why black folk don't trust the vaccine because because of all these social and economic factors that outside of just racism that America wants to ignore. A lot of people in America want to ignore.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. So
Morning, George. How you doing, my brother? DJ Earl in the check-in. What's good with you, my brother?
what's
Uh,
up, DJ Earl?
But we ain't gonna, but like I said, that's one of the top stories that we've been following today. You're gonna be hearing about it a lot more all throughout the day, but we didn't want to get into no conversation about racism. But today, We really didn't. But at the
It
same time,
happens.
it happens. We got to go back to what it was. I don't like to discuss that kind of thing, but we do need to discuss is something that's been floating around on this very platform that you're on, Facebook, right now, that has been hitting my nerve and irking me and Shani's nerve all weekend long. Because a lot of y'all are out here about to commit a federal fucking felony, and you don't
Yes.
even know it yet. I'm gonna let Shani explain this. Nah, I ain't gonna let. Well, I don't know if you got it drawn up already or not to go yet. But since Shani is a registered LLC business owner,
Yes, I am. Through the
can you
state of
tell,
Texas.
can you tell these people that a month that you are probably sharing a post that you probably shared over the weekend that is sharing false information and can lead your brothers and sisters to getting federal time locked up? And you know
Yes.
what I'm talking about, the LLC slash SBA BS.
Yeah. So a post, Melz actually reached out to me and told me about this post that said, and correct me if I'm wrong because I'm paraphrasing here, but
Now,
when
I'll
you,
read it to you. I'll read it to you
yeah,
directly.
read it because I don't have it.
I got it right here because, matter of fact, I wrote about it on our website this morning at 1073kissfmtexas.com, where you don't need to be doing this with your stimulus money. So there's a post going around telling people take $165 out of your stimulus, go get you an LLC. Now you own your business. Now go online and get the 5K small business grant loan from the SBA. That's how you turn $150 into 5K. Now you have 5K and own in your own business. Take out a credit card after that in your business name, then use half of it, then pay it off. Make your business credit perfect. Every time you spend a dollar, file it under the business. End of the year, file those taxes, pay those taxes, start living good. No, you're going to start going to the fucking Fed pen, is what you're going to be doing if you do any of that bullshit that post is telling you. So let's go ahead and break it down. All the wrong shit in this post. Because
So,
go, like, you can start with it with the first one, Shani.
well, to file your LLC in Texas, you got to spend $300.
It
No, papi, no.
ain't no $165. It's how much?
It's 300, but in Louisiana, I believe it's 150.
Mm.
It's 150 in Louisiana, but in Texas it's 300. And then once you file it, yeah, you do have business. But when you go to the SBA website and you got to fill out that application, there's some documentation that you have to have. You
You
know,
got
you don't just get your LLC and they say, okay, yeah, we gonna give you this, we gonna give you this grant.
I
You
have been
know,
delivered out of poverty. I got my LLC. I have been delivered from poverty. I am a CEO. Give me every.
it don't work like that.
No.
You have to
Some states are free.
I don't know where those are, but I'm gonna look. I
It
mean, but
does.
I heard that Wyoming was one that it was lower, the rate was lower, and they had some other tax perks. But understand too, you guys, when you open your business based on another state, you got to follow that state's tax lines. So you got to understand what's going on. So I mean, you and then you got to get you a CPA that's on it. You got to get one that's on it.
Hold
But
on. You going before you go any further? Let's stick to the basics of what's wrong with this statement
oh
right here.
yeah, that's what I'm going back to. So when you start filing for the SBA grant, the SBA loan, you have to have something called a Schedule C. The
Mm.
Schedule C is in your tax. So you do a 10, was it 1090? That's the regular one that you do if you got a job and you get a check, right?
Hold on, Shawty. You telling me I gotta do work? I just having my LLC ain't gonna do it. I got to go. Hold on. What? I'm not trying to do that shit. That's not what I. That's not what I'm doing. You telling me that I can't just go? I gotta go do. Wait. Say that. What?
Yeah, you have to do some work. You're gonna have to have a Schedule C.
Oh
And
man.
and some of y'all might have it. You might have it if you've been working and you had if you have a business that you're trying to start, you work a regular job. Well, I don't want to call it a regular job because I call what I do regular and I work for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a 1090, and then you have your other business. So your CPA should have filed something called a Schedule C for you. That Schedule C shows how much money you made off your business, and that's what they're gonna look at. Okay, will you can you go to jail for this? Yes, honey. They are coming back arresting people for those PPP loans, because when you apply for it, when that first round went out, and people were, you
Putting in
know,
the
just it was,
you putting in the maps, some forming fake businesses, and
yeah, when you was
lying
doing
on
that,
the work.
it was a machine that was just checking for certain things. So that's why so much money just went out so fast. Well, now they have people actually sitting down looking at this, and people are getting arrested and going to jail, having to do 30 years worth of fed time for this. You can look it up. I'm not lying to just Google PPP loan fraud jail time, and all the stories that come up across the country, and they are coming after people for that. So
Because if you saw it, you started the first time in the PP loan. You see, I saw it on my timeline. The same with some of these jokers, y'all was stunting. Y'all got that people. Oh, we stunting now. We flying out. We going on trips. I got my new clothing company. I got this, and the third, and that, and the third. And then you start seeing them get quiet. Why? Because that phone call came in. Hello. Yeah, this is the SBA, and we need receipts and everything on what you did. Wait, what? This
yeah.
just go by. Wait, I just bought a goddamn Lamborghini.
And a guy actually did that. He got like, I think he got about $20 million. It was a ridiculous amount of money for the PP loans. He actually got it, obtained it, put it in his bank account, went and bought him a $500,000 Lamborghini. Honey,
Mm-hmm.
they came to arrest him. They seized the car, and then he still had some money in his bank account because, I guess he felt like, well, it was legal. There's a couple in California, two couples, two brothers and their wives. The brothers are like 40 and 43, the wives 38, 37. The youngest person might be 37. They didn't even get the money. They just tried to get the money. They attempted to get like $5.4 million. Just attempted. They ain't get it. They got 30 years fed time each. 30 years for attempting. Didn't even get it. I said, oh my God.
But let's go. But before we get into that, because I'm gonna tell you, you will get into that. Let's rewind the tape on this. Now, telling folks to take $165 out of your stimulus check, when in some states LLCs is cheaper, some states are more expensive. For starters, like in Texas, you're going to use half of your stimulus to go start an LLC. And number one, you don't need an LLC to start a business. You
Right.
don't. You don't. So stop listening to all these so-called jokers out here, because you know what's a big business in America? Getting people to spend money on LLC startups. That's who you're listening to. You're listening to people who's going to tell you, I pay me this amount of money and I can get your LLC started, when you can go do it your damn self. And
For
but
$300.
for $300. So that's why a lot of this stuff is coming up now, because these are people who have not figured out how to adapt their money flow, and they're also going to tell you how their scamming asses can get you involved on the scam as well. So for starters, you don't need an LLC to start a business in Texas or anywhere on the planet. All right, an LLC is a limited liability corporation. You don't need that to start a business. You half of the time you don't even need that.
Yeah, I didn't start that way. I started out as a sole proprietor. The only reason why I LLC'd is because I found out, as a LLC, since I have kids and they work for me, and I wanted to be able to pay them. Well, under a LLC, they can work for me even though they're not 16. They can be employees. They can get paid, and they can get paid up to $12,000 a year, and they're not responsible for any taxes. So
And
that's why I LLC.
And another
So
reason why you started, LLC is also as a protection situation. You're dealing with employees now. If it's just you, you don't need an LLC. Okay, but if you have employees, if you got people underneath you, if you're working in a field which could has a liability in it, like
yeah,
like for example, your business, the Media Room 360, has liability in this business because of the information that we are putting out there. If we put out false information, you could get
Yeah,
sued
I could
for
get
that.
sued.
You could
Yes.
get the fame that you could get sued for that. So you need a protection and that like that. And LLC protects you up to a certain amount that people can't sue you for. So this is why somebody like Shani or a business like Shani's needs that. But if you out here selling fish plates, you don't need no goddamn LLC, okay? Okay? If you selling t-shirts, you don't need an LLC, okay?
And the only reason why with the girls, their star clothing is a LLC is because I want that to be theirs. However,
Mm-hmm.
since they're kids, the business has to be opened in my name.
Absolutely.
You LLC it, and then you get with an attorney to put it in a trust, and that's the only reason why with that as well.
Okay. Now we solved that part about the LLC. Now let's move on to go online and get that 5K business grant. Number one, the SBA. This is where you have officially crossed the line into potential criminal activity because you, for starters, if you check the SBA website, they're not open anymore. That grant program is closed. So you ain't. So even if you did try this shit today, you ain't gonna be able to do it because the SBA has closed the grant program for the time being. Number two, they are looking at your information. You need information. You can't start an LLC on Friday and then go apply on Monday with the SBA because guess what's going? They're going to want documentation. They want to see
Yeah.
your bank statements. They want to see if you've been doing some, if you have actually been doing business over the last 6 months. See, where a lot of y'all are falling for the okey doke is because of the first round of the PPE, like we explained before, when the computer was just printing money, printing money, printing money. Them folks went back and verified everybody who went and got money. And if you ain't did what you were supposed to do with that money, your ass is going to jail. These people are locking you up. And then we just got done having this discussion about being in two Americas, where there's white America. Yeah, they might get a couple months in jail. What you think they gonna do your black ass if you come out here embezzling these people money? They gonna try to throw the book at your silly ass because you
For
forget
$10,000,
over
all
five,
for ten
not even
thousand dollars.
over 5,000 funk ass dollars, and then for 5,000 funk ass dollars. So no, if you want to turn 150 into 5K, you better hang on to that 5K because you're gonna use that for bail money. you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that for bond money. Messing around with these jokers telling you all this other stuff. And then don't get me started on when you go apply for that business credit card at the bank. Lord have mercy. Some people gonna laugh their ass off at you. They gonna laugh at you. Now that may not be criminal, but the bank will sit there and laugh at your silly ass for coming up in there talking about I need a business credit card for my business. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You go, what you got for us there? You got some receipts? Because even if you go ahead and lie to these people and say that you just committed a federal felony just falsifying statements.
Yeah, that's
So
true. And
you're
even when you apply for your LLC, you still have to do your assumed name first. And
mm-hmm.
then when you apply for the LLC, that takes about 72 hours. So today is Monday. So if you did it today, you could possibly have your certificate by Wednesday or Thursday.
But that doesn't mean that it's over, and that doesn't mean you're on the doors of opportunity in the world of wealth is going to open itself up to you because you
Well,
got.
eventually, but just
No,
not on Thursday.
no,
But
Shani. Here's the problem.
you
Here's the
gotta
problem.
work.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
gotta work. So you
Say that.
they there, but you gonna have to work 2021, and then when you get to 2022, some opportunities may be there for you. But I mean, I just say just keep records. So if you don't want to get Quicken books
Mhm.
and use that, then you could also always use, like, for the most part, I use Square. That's the main thing that I use. I invoice that way. I pay that way because I can do my payroll that way. And it keeps all of my records from, and I like it because I can just hit one button and then I give it to my CPA.
Right.
Now, occasionally I'll let somebody pay me through Cash App. I really don't like that. But if you are getting payments through Cash App, yeah, you got to keep up with that, keep track of that. Even though you have a thing in your phone or in the app, you know,
Mhm.
definitely in the memo say, like I paid one of my contractors because I don't have employees. I have Carly and Tamron are um, they are employees, but everybody else is a contractor.
Mhm.
So they I he wanted to get paid through Cash App. So what I put on the memo is work for 8/3/2020 through whatever. So I can
Right.
keep up with it that way. And then move all of that over to your other whatever ledger you have
Right.
because you want to keep up with every penny. Yeah, and Square lets you keep up with your sales per week, per month. Yeah, and I love it because being able to see my sales every month, what I'm bringing in, that's so much motivation. It helps me do better the next month.
You know what y'all was better off doing instead of this LLC shit? Instead of posting that, y'all should have just said, y'all want to know how y'all could turn $50 into 5K real quick, or maybe 20 or even more. Go get some baking soda, go in the kitchen and get some cocaine from somebody, and then go in the
Boy,
kitchen.
stop.
That's basically what y'all do. That's basically what y'all did. That's basically what y'all did with this entire post. Was basically tell people how to commit a damn felony. And that, so, and then plus the IRS, I did see a tweet somewhere where an IRS official did say, "Hey, thanks for confessing because we are investigating this kind of thing right now." And then so,
Well,
yep,
if you have $150 that you want to turn into 5,000, inbox me or DM me, and
yeah, me too.
we'll
Yeah,
get you started
yeah,
on your
started too.
own show or something.
I get you
And
started too. I get you started.
yeah, we'll help you set you up. Now,
I'm not talking about what Shani talking about. I ain't talking about what Shani talking about.
yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. It might not be a overnight thing, It might take you 6 months to, get there, but I mean, you can invest and hey,
Yeah, you can do what Shani talking about. You can do what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, get
it's
being
legit. Ain't nobody gonna go to jail.
look. If you want to snitch, we ain't got to go to jail. Look, let me tell you. Look, let's talk about it. Look, I can tell you how you can turn 5K and 100, take $150 to turn to 5K. Go get some cocaine.
Don't listen to him.
I was just saying, because that's basically what it was, man. I'm sitting here watching this post, and I'm just so annoyed by it because it's spread by wildfire, and then at the same time, people that I respect and know, and people that I respect and love and know better, and know better are sharing this information with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they like having conversations, asking questions, and answering, and I'm like, oh my god,
But
y'all.
it goes to show you how financially illiterate we are in the black community. We are financially illiterate. We don't want to do slow money. Slow money's not good. We rather do fast money. We got to figure out how we can get. We got to find a loophole to get to this money quicker. No, work, because at the end of the day, if you do decide to go start your LLC, just having the license ain't enough, my people. You have to put in the work. You have to work. And
What's up, Daryl Cook?
you have to work, fam. You just know you can't cheat the grind. You cannot cheat. There's no shortcut to success. As much as they stop falling, look, social media got y'all effed up in a place where y'all thinking that these people have instantly gotten it or instantly been successful or instantly do it. A lot of these folks put in work, and a lot of these folks also scammed a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, y'all listen to French Montana. What's that song? Work, work, work. That's what's his name? Rick Ross part.
Work,
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 work, work,
work,
work. You gotta
work.
work. Yeah.
You cannot avoid the work. That's what's so frustrating about this is because it's coming from people that I see who are known scammers. For number one,
He said they known scammers. Wait a
known
minute.
scammers. They known scammers. You anybody that sit there, because here's what's funny about social media. People will love to tell you about their wins. They're not going to tell you about the losses. They're not going to tell you about the L's they took. They always telling you how Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all this other stuff was so great because it's booming right now. They tell you how great it is and how booming it is right now. They didn't tell you about the loss of money that they took investing in that BS.
I
They did.
mean, yeah, because I stopped watching mine because it went down, but it's up now.
That's what I'm
And
saying. They
it's
don't.
popping. But I mean, that's the stock market.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's trying to get into this game of where playing quick wealth. You know what still wins? Slow money. putting your money in a
And
say.
yeah, and even with the stock market, don't think that you're gonna put your money in there and then it just boom. I got a friend that took the last stimulus that he had. What's up, Daryl? What's up? How you doing? Shout out to DJ Cook, y'all, in East Texas. He's at the Blaze. You can check him out on Saturdays and Sundays, and I think he mixes during the week too. Let us know what you do. I know he's on Saturday and Sunday. I believe that. But my one of my friends took their $1,200. He bought stock in I can't remember, but his $1,200 now is $5,000. But he left it there, So even with that, if you're gonna get into the stock, remember it's and you can't sit there and look at it every day because I bought a lot of Workhorse. Of course, I bought Roku. Um, and then I bought the other one. I can't remember what it is, but I know Workhorse was doing well. That's Workhorse is the company that is switching all of the vehicles over. Well, they got the contract with the United States Post Office to switch them over to um, electric vehicles. And so they're trying to do the same thing with Amazon. I believe they got the contract with Amazon now, FedEx and UPS and DHL. So that's not a bad one to buy into. However, my money might have to sit there a couple years before it's to where I really want it to be.
I have a stock account that I have not looked at in 20 years. I have not looked at it in 20 years. I bought stock in several grocery stores and other tech companies, and I have not looked at that account in 20 years. I
What
started
grocery
it when I was
stores?
Safeway, Walmart, and that was the only two, Safeway and Walmart, because they were only two publicly traded supermarket chains that I knew of at the time.
Is
Uh,
Safeway still around though?
yeah, uh-huh. Mhm.
They are.
On the
They
West
got
Coast.
rid of. Oh, okay, because they ain't none here anymore.
Yeah, on the West Coast.
Uh,
But at the same time, I haven't. When I started playing around in the stock because this is really 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds telling everybody that you should invest in the stock market. You should do this and do this and do this, and then they constantly drill it up. Constantly, I see it every day on Facebook. They constantly posting the upward trends. Oh, the stock market up, the stock market up. This that, and then but they're not gonna post when that bitch take a dump.
yeah, and it will, and
They're
it
not
will.
post when they take a dump. They go sit there and tell you how great, how smart they are, and how they calling all the right shots and all that color, but they ain't gonna tell you when them shits take a dump. And so so again, I have stock, and I stopped looking at that stock, Tony, because you know what? I came to the realization I can't be letting my money be bouncing around and playing in a situation that I don't have a true full understanding of. Okay, because that's what the problem is. A lot of y'all don't have an understanding of the stock market. You just think, oh, I heard about this stock was on the rise yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it, and you buy it, and then when it turns the other way, you start losing money. You don't understand why. You don't understand the ebb and flow of the game and how it works,
Yeah,
and that's where a lot of y'all go wrong at. That's why you're smart that you go talk to different financial people, people who understand this game, people who know what they're talking about. Stop listening to these jokers on here. These,
yeah, and make sure that it's gonna work for you.
you, because
Because yeah, I
a
got
lot of y'all
people
gonna
that's
blow,
like,
y'all gonna blow y'all stimulus and money that you could be using on something more purposeful and better, and will make you a faster return on your investment to go play around in the stock market, a game that you don't really understand.
yeah, I mean, and for real, like your stimulus money. Who, if you are that person that wants to start your business, because this is what I tell people all the time that come to me and say, "Hey, Shani, I need a video or I need this," and then when I go over pricing with them, they like, "Oh, well, that's a lot,"
Mhm.
and oh. But you know what? Medium Room 360 didn't go nowhere until I started putting real money into it.
Mhm.
When I stopped nickeling and diming my business
Mhm.
and said, okay, this is the price, this is what I'm gonna have to pay for it, and let me just pay for it, then I start getting the momentum that I wanted. So again, if you want to invest $150, look, I'll do a whole seminar on this and show you how to turn your 150 with me into a million for you. Now it ain't gonna happen overnight, and there are no guarantees because you got to put the work in. you have to put the work in. If you won't put the work in, then it ain't gonna happen. But
That's what's happening right now. I see a bunch of people running around here waving an LLC certificate saying, I'm a business owner. My road to wealth has been paved and stamped, and I am on my way. And I'm gonna make it. No, you're not gonna make it unless you put in the work. You have to work.
put in the work,
You
yeah.
will not shortcut the grind. Oh, you may shortcut it for a little while, but it will come back to bite you on your ass again. Everybody that I've seen who done played this game and lost eventually. Lost eventually. They might win in the short term, but they screwed themselves for the long term. Because again, you really is going to take a penitentiary chance over 5,000 funky ass dollars. That does,
He owned that $5,000
because
hard.
again, $5,000. I mean, is that what you're going? Are you willing to take a penitentiary chance to get $5,000? Because look, this is what the post says. The post says now you got 5K in your own business. Now take out a credit card in your business and end the year file those taxes and start living good. How you gonna live good over $5,000? What kind of living is you doing off of $5,000?
I don't know, cause that's my bills for the
That is
month.
that is a poor man. That's poor man stinking. You don't understand. Again, one of the great things about being in the business that I've been in is that I've had the fortunate opportunity to talk to many successful millionaires, billionaires, and business owners. And when you get to talk to them and you see their mindset, their mind frame is different than what you've been doing, you're gonna start to realize that shit, I need to change up my mindset. If you really want to be a part of this so-called this money team or be a part of this upper echelon of money. There's a lot I'm gonna show you if you ain't ready yet. You ain't ready with the mindset that you currently have. You have got to switch up your mindset. You have got to realize that things, because a lot of y'all still think business is personal. It's not that personal. We move. It's not personal. This is my price. Some of y'all still, if you still out here haggling over prices with black business owners, you ain't ready to have a business owner yourself. And plus, a lot of y'all ain't built for being business owners. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep
Come
it all
on.
the way 100. A lot of y'all ain't built to be bosses. Let's keep it 100 here. You not built to be. You know why I quit? You know why I closed my company down so many years ago? Because
Why?
I came to a point where I realized that I needed to work on myself, and I wasn't a boss yet. I had to have an honest assessment of what I was doing with my company, and I wasn't doing boss things. Like if there was a phone call that needed to be made, I didn't make that phone call a lot of the times. If there was something else I needed to do, that's because I wasn't mentally prepared to be a boss.
Yeah, and it is work.
And now I've wasted money, time, and energy on something that hasn't become a success for me. Now, I still own my business. Hotbox 254 is still in full effect, still running, but I had to change up my business model to recognize that in order for me to be a boss, I had to start doing boss type things. A lot of y'all ain't bosses. Y'all just in it because it pays you. You have to have more than that. You have to think bigger than that. But let's keep it 100. A lot of y'all ain't built to be the boss. A lot of y'all ain't built. Sakisa said put up there. It's not for the weak.
No, it's not.
It's
And
not.
you have to be so organized and so disciplined. Cause like some people like, oh, I envy you because you have so much flexibility, and I do have flexibility, but I have to be so
Shit.
disciplined. Like I have to be like, okay, I got to do this. It's so many nights that I'm up till 5 o'clock. I take a nap and start all over again.
Like I said, they ain't ready. They don't know about the late nights. Like I said, when I had my company, everybody was like, everybody saw, the fun. They saw, oh, y'all get to go out and meet celebrities and talk to this, and this.
Oh my god,
But you don't.
that's
But
work.
But you didn't see the phone calls that I had to make. You didn't see the emails I had to send out at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You wasn't with me at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, staying up all night editing these videos and putting this content out, were you?
Or when you sitting there dealing with the person and they a jerk and you really ready to go, but you got to keep
But you
smiling and eating
smiling.
poo poo politely.
You don't see that part. You don't see that part. That's why I say it. A lot of you don't try to be something that you're not. Don't try to be something that you're not. Because social media will have you doing that. A lot of people, and this is really a social media thing.
Right.
This is really a social media thing. This is really a social media thing. A lot of people are being told to be bosses. You got to be this. You got to be an entrepreneur. You got ain't nothing wrong with being an employee too. There's nothing wrong with doing what you need to do to provide for your family. You don't have
There's
to.
nothing wrong with doing that, but this is the thing. If deep down there is something else that you want to do, then what you have to understand is there is no snap your fingers, spin in a circle, and then bam, it's there. It
Exactly.
is work. You have to put on a tough skin. You have to be able to take constructive criticism. You
Hmm.
got to be able to deal with the people that are what y'all call y'all haters or your fuel. Well, you're gonna have more haters. You're gonna have more people to tell you that you can't do it. You're gonna have more people to tell you everything that's wrong with it. You're gonna have more people to tell you that you're wasting your time. You're gonna have more people to tell you you need to just keep a job. But listen, if this is what you want to do, it's what you want to do. It's not because you're trying to look a certain way on social media. Then you have to believe in yourself. You got to be able to take everything that's brought your way, take it in, listen to it, filter out what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, but you have to stay on the road. It's like this. Okay, when you walking down the street to your when you on this journey to get to wherever you want to go, a couple dogs, some wolves, some stuff might happen. Now
Right.
if you stop and talk to every dog that's barking at you, then you know what, baby, you might not get there. Okay? If you stop and got to analyze every tree that done fell over, pick it up, move it over. It's like I tell my kids. If you spill the milk, okay, we understand that you spilled it. It's spilled. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Clean it up, get another cup, and pour you some more.
Right.
Keep going, and that's what you have to do, which leads me to that video that I shared with you last night.
Uh
And
oh.
ladies,
Uh oh.
because you brought up dating last week and all of the little dating sites and stuff. Hey, Carolyn, and
Hey, Carolyn.
I know some of y'all want love in your life. I'm a single woman, been single for 100 years, feel like, but that's okay. But so there's this video out there that I ain't never seen, but everybody else has seen it but me. This lady calls into this man's show. They're black. And she's looking for some validation from him as to, I guess the question was, how can she get a six-figure man like her because she has her own veterinary business, or no, not veterinarian. She cleaned the puppies up and stuff. Grooming service. That's what it's called. A grooming service. She makes six figures. And this man, which we can barely see because the little screen is so small on him, is telling her, baby, that you just average. And men don't want nobody. You over 35, don't no man want you, and you just look average, and you have a kid, you a baby mama with a questionable baby daddy. And she's sitting up here just steady asking this man questions about, well, why? And then she gets to a point to where she say, well, you being mean. Honey, first of all, why are you seeking validation from this joker?
Well, because it's a known fact that women seek validation in other places, in places that they don't need to be seeking validation from.
And that's my point. Be comfortable with who you are. Figure out who you are, and have that confidence, because that glow, can't nobody take that away. But I'm like, it wasn't the well, number one, I wouldn't even call the joke and ask him nothing about why nothing.
Yeah, because that's my thing. What is a relationship expert? What is a relationship expert? What is that? What is that bullshit? What is that bullshit?
I know one relationship expert, and that's my grandmama and my granddaddy. And my granddaddy passed last year, unfortunately, and they've been married 100 years, like for real, like 83 years or something like that. That's how long they were married. That's the relationship expert.
Like you got people who actually run around here paying, and then you know what's probably wild about this shit? I bet you cash money that woman paid for that. I bet.
Oh Lord, Lord, I hope it was staged too, because I was just like, who? I mean, you gonna tell me I'm average, baby? That call would have went all different. That joker would have went viral instantly. Because by the time I got finished saying, but I wouldn't even said all that to him, because it was obvious that it's something wrong with him. He got low self esteem to be sitting up there tearing somebody down like that, and you talking about where the stuff he's saying is true.
Yeah, I did say some of the stuff he said was true. Hold on, let me rewind that because she trying to pick a fight with me this morning. I did say that a lot of stuff the dude said was true. Was true. That's what you asked for. You asked for validation. You're asking for validation, and you don't like to say, okay, so I'm gonna give you the validation. You ugly. Yeah, you got look, sound like Mister on The Color Purple real quick. You ugly. You good for nothing. Like,
And basically that's what he was saying to her. Like,
I'm gonna give you what you want.
and I'm like, why is she on the phone with him?
I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you.
Why is this even happening right now? I'm like, you got a whole business. You don't have no doggy toenails that you need to go clip. You had time to get on this call with this man.
Okay, let's start right there. Cause that's problem number one right there. That's problem number one right there. That's problem number one right there. Is the fact that why is if your passion in your business is taking care of you, why is you need further validation from a man? That's
I don't
problem.
know. DJ Earl said she did not want to date a guy that makes less than her.
Well, that's her problem.
I don't think that was a.
Herself by her, and that's why she gonna be by herself forever. Because if you can't adjust your focus and you can't adjust yourself for that other person, then you don't need to be in a relationship in the first place. Because a relationship is about compromise. It's also about being for the other person. It's a selfless thing to be in a relationship.
Yes, it is. However,
Wait.
I can. Now I'm trying to phrase this right,
Let's
because
go.
every
Give me
every
that.
every guy I've dated hasn't always made more money than me,
Mhm.
but I understand that you get to a point because of, and ladies, now some of y'all ain't gonna like this, but some of this is a choice that we make when we decide that we gonna take the little stray dog in. Then you got to deal with all the stuff that come with it, and if that's part of it, and that person doesn't have the wherewithal to work harder, because I can, like I say this all the time, I can date the dude that work at McDonald's.
Mhm.
You can work at McDonald's. You can be on fries. Now you need to be striving to be the manager, the owner, something. But you ain't gonna be on fries for 30 years.
But that's the beauty part. But that's what a relationship is supposed to be about. It's about taking, uh, lifting that person up where they may be low at. That's what that's the compliment of each other. You know, we're moving by ourselves, but we're forced when we're together. You heard the song. You're moving.
Yeah, and then you could get in a situation where somebody is, I mean, for me, look at me for instance. 2016, you couldn't tell me nothing. That was my year. I was popping 2016. Baby, I was flying my kids all over the world, not just the country, the world. And then in December, well, November actually, I found out I had breast cancer.
Mhm.
Okay, and my life changed instantly. I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
Finances changed
Mhm.
instantly. Instantly.
Right.
It didn't change who I was. I still had that drive, and at the time I was single. So even if I would have been in a relationship with somebody, the drive was still there to say, okay, I'm gonna make this happen. And I did make some things, happen. But my salary, ooh wee, it went zoom,
Right.
like quick, like just like that. So, and yeah, and I agree with you, DJ Earl. Happiness is not about money, but you can't be flat broke either. Yeah, because for me, I know at this point in life, I want somebody that can give me what money can't buy. That's it. I don't need to be helping you pay your bills. I don't need to do that.
Oh,
If
you need
you
yourself 50 now. I need myself
if
50.
yeah, if you can take care of yourself, I can take care of me and my kids. Cool. But it's about you being able to give me the things that money can't buy. Cause
I need,
anything money can buy, I can get on my own. I don't need you for that.
still need that 750. Still need that 750.
Boy,
Need that 750.
we have to tell y'all about the 750 on another
Tell you
day.
about the 750 another day. I'll tell you about the 750 another day. So if you've been with the show for a long time, even before this new reiteration of it, you know what the 750 is. You're gonna need your
Gotta
750.
have your 750 rent 1,300.
I'm gonna need that 750. All right. But nah, it's relationships. But it's like I said, man. And when I saw the video before you. I saw it a long time ago, and I just chunked it to the side of memory because number one, everybody's wrong in that situation in that video. The woman wrong, and the dude wrong. Because my thing is, what the is a relationship expert? Again, I talked about this last week with Tyrese when he was getting a divorce, and he kept crying about how ain't nobody taught me how to be a good husband, ain't nobody taught me how to be a good father. Don't none of us get these lessons, my G. None of us.
No.
If that was a class in high school tomorrow that you could take that says relationship 101, take it. Okay. If you got or if you got online class or something, if there's somebody teaching you how to be a relationship expert, then teach it. But I'm not about to sit here and pay no matchmakers or no relationship experts. Again, going to therapy is one thing. Okay. If you're working on trying to fix problems in your relationship, that's one thing. Okay. But if you're paying somebody to tell you where you wrong at and how you can't be in a relationship, then you're already dead wrong. Because you need to work on you. You need to figure out what's wrong with you and your self-esteem and what you need to do and recognize that you are a catch to somebody. Might not be anybody out there, but you are. I always carry myself. People say it's low self-esteem. I call it high self-esteem. I call it high. I think I'm the shit. I'm always think I'm the shit. I'm always, and you can call that conceited or what. I got a track record to prove that I'm the shit. So therefore, I always approach relationships, dating, and everything else before I got married as I'm the catch here. I'm the catch here. Yeah, there's some problems that I need to work out, but I'm the catch here, and that's why. And when you attract that energy, that good energy is going to attract back to you.
You not the catch, she the catch.
She is the catch. Shit,
Yeah.
that my wife out of my fucking league, in my opinion. She's out of my league, in my opinion. But at the same, but shit, we still. But
Y'all
she,
together. And
yeah,
y'all
we
compliment each other. And
right.
y'all always there for each other. Carolyn said, you tell them because I'm sick of a lot of women. They settle and they take the load on everything and treat them as though they are kids. They say they are men. You can't raise no man, like the song says, and you can't change them. If it's not in them, don't waste your time. That's right. Ooh, that is so right. Ooh, Lord, that is true. But women, we do that. We take on, some of us take on
You think you can change him? No, y'all.
we take on these charity cases, and then see, that's another thing. You say, oh, you think you can change them, whereas some women look at it as, no, I just believe in his dreams. But a man can have a dream all day long, but once you see that joker ain't moving towards it and he ain't trying to pick up nothing to get there, you gotta run.
Because trust me, this was the same thing when I got married. I hadn't figured out what I wanted in my life yet, and
Yeah, but how old was you?
I was in my 20s. I was
Okay,
23.
we 40 now.
Yeah, I know,
That's what
but
we talking about. 40.
I understand that. But I'm just giving you some backstory here. I didn't know that this was what I'm supposed to be doing. I didn't know this was my purpose at the time, and it took my wife figuring that out and saying, "This is your purpose." And so when I, made the conscious effort to pursue this and do everything that I needed to do, she left me for a while because of the fact that this may have been my dream, but it also put our relationship on the back burner. And after she left me for a while, I didn't go try to go seek nothing new or do nothing different. I stayed focused on the dream and making the accomplishing the goal. And when you accomplish the goal, guess what happened? She came back and she said, you know what? I can't argue with you no more about your dreams and your hopes and your desires because you actually made them come true and made them come to fruition. And that's what a lot of y'all dudes, and I'm saying this for the dudes perspective, because I know a lot of y'all dudes out there getting fussed at by your woman right now about something that you're doing, that you're pursuing, a dream that you want to have accomplished. And that woman, and you're in a relationship with somebody that don't fully believe in it, they're supporting you as best as they can. But if you, I promise you, like Shani said, if you're not moving in the direction of that dream and making it come to fruition, don't expect to stay in a relationship too long. Don't expect that woman to sit there and keep waiting on you and waiting on you and waiting on you because it's not going to happen. She's going
Well,
to walk. No, she's
they
going to
might.
walk.
Some of them might stay. You know, they're not gonna.
Okay, then, ladies.
And then this is the other thing,
Look,
fellas.
no, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this, ladies. If you got a problem with it, walk. Then walk away from it.
I don't. You can't. That ain't. You can't just be absolute and just say walk on all of it.
Look, I'm just giving you my personal example because my wife did the same thing to me. She walked because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, y'all broke up. Y'all, she didn't divorce you though.
No, she is
She didn't
divorced.
divorce you.
Yeah, and I'm not saying divorce, but walk. Give that joker time to
And
get
then
his life together.
no, but Jay, y'all was 20 something. We
So,
talking about 40, 50, 60-year-old men. And
no,
I'm
I'm
not saying that.
at this time. I was in my 30s when I started the pursuit of radio. I was in my 30s. I was like mid 30, 35, 36 when Carissa left me. This was just before I met you, or right around the time me and you were together, had just met.
Oh, because I was going to say in your 30s, Teresa left you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But anyway, and the other thing, fellas, I don't want to say this to you guys coming from a woman. If you have dreams, you know, you 40, 50, your dreams don't have an age.
That's
So if you have dreams, I would say sit your woman down, explain to her what your dreams are, and don't be, be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to tell her what that dream is. If she just say, "Boy, you crazy, you too old, you can't do that," suck it up and explain to her, listen, I understand, baby, that's how you feel, but I need you to understand that this is something that I need to do.
And can you be realistic with your dream at least? Can you at least be realistic? Don't be
What's it's a dream? What's realistic? How you gonna tell me my dream is unrealistic if it's my dream?
don't be a pimp. I always wanted to be a pimp and have multiple women living in the house.
Well, baby, if that is your dream,
Baby, I want you to be my bottom bitch.
oh no, I'm not gonna do that because that's not my dream. However, I want you to be able to live your dreams out. So what I'm going to do to
Is
allow you to do what your dream is, I'm gonna just gather my belongings and I'm gonna move around. And I'm gonna wish you the best. And may God bless you and keep you is my prayer.
like I said, walk.
That's it for that dream. But if your man really wanted to open up a donut shop, he never was able to open up a donut shop.
Support
He
that, man. Support that. That's realistic. Support.
he got a 401k, you got a 401k. Your man asking you for $20,000, $30,000 to borrow. Because this happens now. I'm not telling you to give him the $20,000, $30,000 because I don't know y'all situation. Okay, I don't know, but I'm just saying if he got the $20,000, $30,000, he want to open a donut shop. Hey, girl, just get ready to be working all night because
Get up and make these donuts. We got these dreams to come true. No,
yeah, them donuts you got to go to work at like 3 o'clock in the morning and work all morning to get the donuts made. So
because
that's what I'm talking about.
because you know what's funny about this? Everybody keeps saying they don't want to do this, but you want to be there when the dream comes true. You won't be there when the success of that dream pop off. You want to like I say, because when Carissa, like I say, when my wife realized it and she said we start flying out to LA and start seeing all the shows and the celebrities, you enjoy the perks of the game. You enjoy the perks of the success. So if you want to enjoy the perks of the success, be down from day one.
That's like Alchemy. That movie Alchemy. He had that dream. He had that dream. And honey, she was getting tired of taking care of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he, but see, he kind of messed up because, well, they were both wrong. She was wrong for listening to her family, her sisters telling her about her marriage, and their marriage is all jacked up. And then he started talking to the girl that messed them up in the beginning, but eventually he made it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I did like about the character is that he did go back, even though he and his ex-wife split, she left him, kicked him out, whatever the case may be. He did go back and he gave her like $3 million or something. He got her house back, everything that he took from her, he gave back to her. But then she just couldn't handle it that he was living this life with this new woman, and
Mm-hmm.
he done named the boat after the new woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he should have. She felt like, and I felt like too, he should have probably worked a little bit harder to try to get his wife back. DJ Earl says you women should be equipped to partner up with you to help bring your dream to reality. Your woman should be equipped to partner up with you to help bring your dreams to reality. If she has so much to say and vice versa. I know, I agree with that. Yeah, whoever you're with, this is something you need to know, because this is this person. Even though we get together
Mm-hmm.
and we become one, as they say, you're still an individual. You still an
Right.
individual. You a human being, and there's some things that you got to do, and you got to be able to give your partner the space to do that. I think we especially in the black community, it's so much focus on, if your partner not right there with you, then they must be cheating on you and with somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
that is not the case. I mean, I hate that we've allowed our music, our visuals to constantly show us this, and we're okay with it, because that's not the case. I work with 3 black men every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, 3 black men. And the 3 black men I work with are all married
Mm-hmm.
to black women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your wife ain't black, but she is black. She Hawaiian. She,
Hey,
you
why?
know, yeah. And then they all have children, and y'all all got your kids. You're in the house with your kids. So that, I'm the one that's single. But the
Right.
3 black men I work with are all married. Been married to the same woman ever since I've known them. They had the kids, and they're doing things.
I ain't got no outside kids either, so I ain't got no baby mamas. Let me be clear.
You
I
got one baby mama,
ain't got no baby
and
mama.
she your wife.
I don't have no baby mamas. I got a wife. I ain't got no baby mamas. Uh,
So yeah, you just got to be open to letting them doing that. And then some of those cases, sometimes your partner, your mate, is working with someone of the opposite sex. That don't mean that they want them, because there's plenty of men I work with that, baby, I'll be like, you ain't got nothing to be worried about.
No, no,
Listen,
no,
no.
no, no, Poppy, no, no.
Well, look, we've been here. Look, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, because we done went into overtime on this joint. Look, we done got the good conversations going. You know, that's why we do this every morning, man, because, you know, we want to give y'all some energy to start the day with. But y'all an hour away from lunch now. Congratulations. Oh, I
Yeah,
mean,
you made it.
I don't want to boo you. I don't want to boo
Wait
you.
a minute, boo this man. Who you booing?
I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. I wanted to call
Uh,
y'all because y'all almost see your lunch break. Look, y'all got about 45 minutes to your lunch break on your first day back at work. I know you're tired. You ain't want to go back in them people office today. Lord knows I ain't want to come back in this studio today. But even though I've been working all this last week.
are your kids back in school?
No, they start Wednesday. They return
Okay,
on.
yeah, mine are at home too. They don't go back to well, they go to school here anyway, but yeah, Wednesday is the day.
Yeah, Wednesday they start back over here as well. But we appreciate y'all for checking us out, man. Don't forget to download the Media Room 360 app in your app store right now. It's a free download. You can check out other great live shows and content on the Media Room 360, all black owned and black.
Yeah,
And
it's black on, but it's not all black content.
oh, it's not all black content. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, Sherry got a little more time. I got Sherry's checking in all the way in Arizona with us. She said she still got a little more time. The time difference, y'all. But you're close though, Sherry. You're close. You're almost close to lunchtime. You're getting closer and closer. But we will be back tomorrow, so make sure you check out the Media Room 360 app and find out the other shows. Big Bink's break room tonight. What y'all got on deck? Y'all on tonight?
8 o'clock tonight. Yeah, we're on. I don't know what we talking about. I don't
Y'all,
know yet.
y'all figure it out. Talk about y'all president and his and these tapes he got.
Well,
Look at Dick Nixon back here looking at it.
I'm pretty sure Action will talk about that. Plus, we're going to talk about Action's AIDS ride. We have another big event coming up, so you guys stay tuned. That will be on Melz on the, I mean, Shani and Melz on in the morning, and Big Bink's break room for Super Bowl. So if you don't have no plans for the Super Bowl, be prepared to hang out with us in Dallas. And oh, that's what I was going to tell you. So I saw.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not happy about this, but okay. So the Cowboys lost.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that means
Their
New.
season is over.
They're okay. They season over.
Mhm.
And so who we the AFC, CFC? What
Y'all
is
in
this?
the The Cowboys are in the NFC East, which has been the worst division in football this year. Everybody in that division has a losing record. And last night, the Philadelphia Eagles screwed the New York Giants out of a playoff spot because the Giants played the Cowboys yesterday, beat the Cowboys yesterday, and since they won, they were going to go into the playoffs, depending on what happened last night between Philadelphia and the Washington football team. Well, Philadelphia late in the third or fourth quarter, pulled their starting quarterback out, who was doing well, and put in this trash ass third stringer that nobody heard of, basically tanking the game to get a higher draft pick and give the division championship to the Washington football team. So now the Washington football team is going to the playoffs. The rest of y'all, Dallas, Philly, and New York, are out. So that's how that worked last night.
So they put the bad player in, so they
Yes,
could lose.
yes. He's saying that they put him in because he wanted to get some snipe, but they put him in on purpose so he could lose. They took out the
And
black quarterback named Jalen Hurts, who was doing well, beating the piss out of the Redskins or the Washington football team, and put some white boy in and lost the game.
oh, that's what we should talk about today. That's what we gonna talk about on Big Bing's break room tonight.
Yeah, they're gonna
And
be
then
angry.
tomorrow we can talk about it.
Well, Giants fans are quite angry. Giants fans are the ones who got screwed. Dallas, y'all been got screwed. Y'all had 10 losses. Y'all knew y'all wasn't getting y'all asses in this damn playoff. So y'all knew that from the second Dak went down. Y'all knew y'all was done. And shout out to Dak Prescott. Come sign in New Orleans, Dak. We want y'all there, fam. Come on.
Okay, and so where does that put your Saints?
Come on, fam. Oh, we in the playoffs. Number 2 seed. We fine. We play Chicago Bears next week in New Orleans. Game 1. New Orleans. Come see us. Chicago. They
Oh,
try
okay.
too. We're gonna beat that ass, and then we're gonna see what happens after that.
All right.
But don't forget, download the app, and I will be on the radio this afternoon, back on the home station in Tyler, East Texas. Y'all know where we at. Y'all know 107.3 Kiss FM. Ricky Smiley Mornings, the number 1 for R&B. I'll see y'all this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Updating you on what's going on with the church shooting situation, this LLC nonsense, and what else is popping off in the world of R&B music this evening. All right,
All right.
you got Shani. Anything else? That's it.
Oh no, Carolyn just wanted to say that's messed up.
That is messed up.
She talking about the Cowboys.
That is messed up.
I know that's what she talking
If
about.
I'm a Giants fan, you got to fight everybody in Philly on site tonight. You got to fight it. If you're a Giants fan, you know a Philly fan, you got to call them and cuss them out and fight them tonight because that was effed up what they did last night.
Oh wow. Well, all right. Well, I'll see you guys back here this afternoon, this evening, 8 o'clock, Big Bing's break room with my brothers, Big Bink and Action Jackson. We'll see Melz on the MIC on the airwaves. Download the app, check them out, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning. Y'all have a good day.
See y'all.